I wrote this script, I think 2 weeks ago, but I've just been swamped with work. It's what I wanted, but I'll explain it later in the end of the video. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about Bratz. Everyone knows about the Bratz girlies, you know? You may have seen them on your TV, heard them on social media, and maybe even through internet memes like this. Ew! Or this.
Girlfriend, stop! Get back in the car! You come back here!
And even this.
My cat died today! Get a new one.
But yeah, with their Y2K inspired outfits, they were the token dolls that little kids in the 2000s saw themselves as. Like, I saw myself as Sasha because she was literally the only girl that looked like me. I was like, that's my girl. That's twin. Like, we were locked. There's already been a lot of deep dives of the history of this doll franchise, but I want to do something a little different. As a consumer and an avid fan of Bratz, I want to discuss more so on the marketing and the pop culture media they have on the brand. Has it changed for the better or for the worse? MJ has been known to create unique Bratz dolls that were either for exclusive releases, budget lines, and collaborations. When I was young, I had all the Bratz DVDs, and you can just tell when a marketing tactic is about to happen due to a fashion montage. Till this day, my favorite shopping spree moment was when they were in London and had only like a few hours to look and sound like a rock band to get into a club. And then, like, while performing, you can see the plane that they were hopping out, plus like a PNG bus that they were, I guess, like quickly had to insert it in for like budget cuts or something like that. Like, oh crap, we forgot to add the bus and we didn't animate it, so let's just put a PNG from like a country. Oh, we're going on a world tour. Nonetheless, there were a lot of doll lines, so many that we get to see other Bratz characters too, like Megan, Eaton, Nevra, Dylan, and Felicia, and there's like so much more, but we will be here for like a while. And while doing research, I didn't know there was a lot of other Bratz dolls. You get the gist that the team itself had ideas and they were putting them out there for the world to see, but they weren't going to stop with only that. Over the years, they've collabed with famous celebrities, well-known companies, fashion brands, and makeup lines. As of recent years though, I feel like MJ was sometimes listen to the fans and establish releases that not only looks appealing, but displays a price that makes sense and affordable. But then there are other times where they would just straight up do a collab that not everyone can even afford because of the lovely recession we're witnessing right now. Love it so much. Like, yes, there are some collabs that look good to me, like the Jean-Paul Gaultier collab. It's super gorgeous and blonde Sasha looks so freaking cute, phenomenal even. But she's the same price as her paycheck that I got in a slow week at work, so yeah. I also really like the Carol G doll, the Mean Girls collab, and the Cold Guy collab too. They did collab with Kylie Jenner when I first was like, why? But since it's been almost 2 years ago, I'm just like, I don't care anymore. It's whatever. And by the time this video is posted, the Clueless collab should be out, and I'm pretty sure there was word on the street that a Hello Kitty collab is in the works too. My only qualm is that Sasha isn't in the line though. It's just Yasmin, Chloe, and Jade, which I'm like, why is she not included? Let's put a pin in that because we'll talk about that. Yes. But there's one brand collaboration that I really want to talk in depth about, and that's the Gentle Monster and Bratz collab. Gentle Monster is a Korean eyewear brand founded by Hankook Kim in Republic of Korea in 2011. Think of that futurism cybercore aesthetic, but as a very fashionable glasses. While going down the rabbit hole, I noticed some brands and celebs that I was already familiar with, like the collab with Tekken 8, Mugler, Jenny, Overwatch 2, and now their latest collab with Bratz and aespa. According to the Gentle Monster website, the Pocket Collection is a new eyewear line that combines a compact foldable structure with Gentle Monster's bold and contemporary aesthetic. The collection consists of 21 designs in total, including one collaborative eye with Bratz accompanied by a special Bratz doll. And to celebrate the new collection, it did special pop-ups at 4 locations: LA, Seoul, Shanghai, and Bangkok. Check out the huge inflatable Bratz that pops out the building. Witness a wall collection of all their glasses and an AI magic mirror that generates you as a Bratz doll? What? How much is a doll, you may ask? Just like $500. And if you want the doll alone, it would be $60, but you have to buy a pair of glasses, which I get. Like, I understand why, because of the base price that the glasses usually are, but I don't know, MGA, you kind of lost the target audience with this one. Kind of, sort of. I've seen a mixed review of this specific collaboration though. You have influencers who went to the pop-up in LA state that the event was a 10 out of 10. They thought the lineup was perfect and that seeing themselves as a Bratz doll was cool to witness. And for those who receive a PR package, they adored that you can match glasses with your doll and actually liked the design of it. But not only that, there is an outfit with a chain connected so you can clip onto your bag. Although I said some goodish positive reviews, there were some uncertain ones about this collab too. Bratz collectors are disappointed on the price and state how it was a big cash grab. They're worried that the company may release more overpriced products and the doll alone is super underwhelming. My thoughts on it? I think the doll is okay. I'm not gonna buy it. But I'm not like shy. I'm not gonna shy away to a cybercore look, you know. Is the purple too much? Yes. But I do like how the design is. However, I understand why the glasses, you know, the whole ordeal with that is expensive. But hypothetically saying, if I had the money, would I still get it? I probably won't. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay looking doll. I think that's also because it just reminds me of the Kylie Jenner doll. And people also have been like, hey, this kind of looks like just they had to sell the Kylie Jenner dolls because he had so much in the factory. And I'm like, dang, maybe that's what happened. But yeah, maybe if I saw the glasses alone, you know, if it was like $150 to $250 and like I had a really good check, then yeah, maybe. But I just wouldn't want the doll. Maybe the glasses, not the doll. The glasses are cute. But that's okay. I feel like the clip-on Jax accessory was unnecessary due to the uproaring and having a little doll clipped onto your bag. Because don't get me wrong, I clip little blind bag keychains on my mini bag, and I too want to eventually carry a little monster by my side. I don't know. But I wouldn't have a doll. That's the part where I was like, oh, this is a choice. But yeah, speaking of the boo-boos, a Redditor posted a picture of a trademark called Bratz Boo Boo, which is interesting because Doll August, a really good doll creator that I follow, made a viral video of them DIYing a Bratz baby as one of the fluffy friends, basically like a very one-of-a-kind version of that. And everybody was like, whoa, this is like the best thing ever. But then, you know, it blew up, and next you know, Bratz Boo Boo is out. So if 5 plus 5 is 10, then you know, maybe something is happening, like a collab. You know, they're partaking in the project. Maybe you better hurry up though, because I feel like little boo-boos are not going to be lasting too long. But we'll see. But like I said before, collabs far and wide have been a huge deal when it comes to the Bratz brand, but so is the marketing side too. Now let's talk about some marketing tactics that MGA has used from what I observed over the years. First, we have influencer marketing. Influencers, or well-known fans of the franchise or the platform, will get first access to new doll releases and events pertaining to the brand, like the pop-up. If you're on the PR list, you will most likely receive a package that you will show to your fans, and maybe even do a review about it if that's your cup of tea. This type of marketing influences fans to purchase the product because they see that their favorite internet celebrity and maybe an A-list celebrity is also collecting or buying that product as well. Next, we have social media marketing. In my notes, I wrote down pros and cons with this type of marketing subgroup because this one is gonna be a little difficult to talk about. On Instagram, the Bratz team is very up to speed when it comes to posting celebrities as Bratz dolls. I believe there's like a combination of like Photoshop and real photography with these dolls, but sometimes you could tell when it's modified by an AI program, and I'm like, dog, okay, it's a choice, but okay. The page will even post artists that they've hired to create art for them, but my only issue is that they don't credit them in the main description. I don't know if it's because it'll ruin the aesthetic, but a while back they collabed with Poi and Keely, and their art is so unique. So, you know, I immediately clocked them since I follow them. There were some folks that were accusing that the piece was AI, and I'm like, dog, I just said I knew the artist, right? I went to Reddit thinking like, oh, they're gonna realize that the art itself is Poi and Keely. Boy, was I wrong. But the Reddit post now being locked, majority of fans are like, this looks uncanny, look at the shoes and the way her arms are bending, that isn't normal, blah blah. Only a few people are trying to correct OP, but it's just swarmed with misinformation.
Oh my god, hi guys, how's Editor Jazz here. Yeah, so the post got removed. I tried looking for it. I don't know if I'm not looking too hard, but I think they just removed it, like OP removed it or something, and I was like, oh, okay. But another person in the Reddit community did like make like a follow-up post about it, and they're like I agree with them, being like, hey, what you're doing is kind of messed up. It's not AI, this is an actual artist. You're just bullying them at this point. And you know, majority of the people in the comments are like, yeah, I agree with you, this and the third. So unfortunately we don't have the OG post that I was about to show you guys, but in the sources that I will be leaving below, it will have that ready if you guys want to check that out.
I always try to fact check things before I say something, like immediately, especially if it's pertaining to if this is real or not, because AI is becoming way hard for people to recognize, and I had to just make sure, you know? It's like, why don't you just pick up a pencil or commission someone? Another bad apple that occurred was when the Mean Girls collab dropped, and Katie instantly sold out due to the majority of customers being bots, resellers, and scalpers. And as a reseller, your only objective is to resell that product with a higher price than the original retail price, which is unfair for folks who have been probably saved up to only pay for the OG price. With this issue occurring more than ever in this type of market, the fandom collectively band together to form a tag called Restock Katie. With this hashtag, they were prevalent on standing 10 toes on what they thought was right. And while fans are commenting the hashtag on all active platforms, I witnessed this firsthand that the Bratz team was ignoring majority of the comments. Or they would comment with like some emojis, but that's it. Luckily though, they did restock her, so that's a win, but the way it was handled was like, could have been a little bit better, but it already happened. Sure, it could be a gimmick tactic to sell the returns of the old dolls and claim it as new ones, but who knows. Allegedly, anytime the fans were to critique or make a comment about the company, they would limit comments and possible words to filter them out, so it seems that everything is calm and collected when it's not. When Bratz announced the CapCut AI filter, I was upset. I wasn't the only one either, but y'all, what really irked me was so many people, including me, were like, hey, it makes no sense for you to hire real human artists to make art for you, but then work with a company to make unnecessary AI machine to replicate the Bratz style. It just irks me, because it's like, it doesn't sit right with me at all. And I forgot to mention the misuse of AAV in some of the captions, but I'll just end with that. As of recent news, apparently Target has purposely cropped out Sasha out of the product listing picture and only leaving the 3 main girls. It was unfortunately common in the past to not include all the girls in official listings, but for it to be 2025 and it's still happening, that's a problem. Sasha not being the Hello Kitty collab, and now this. Hopefully soon, with how many people are speaking up, that we'll see some positive changes for the company on social media. And lastly, we have video marketing like TikTok, YouTube, and commercials. On TikTok or Insta, based on what's trending at the moment, they'll recreate memes and even post digital design posts in the Bratz universe.
We don't buy our friends with our daddy's bank account. Only because you don't have a dad or a bank account.
My favorite till this day was when they created the Euphoria scene with Cassie crashing out in the bathroom. I do think it's funny that the hairstyle has a mind of its own, like the 2000s animation had, and the fact that it's just nothing but hair. And also like the animation style in itself is just so like to a T to the old one, but with a twist of the modern look. Love it, love it. Back then when social media wasn't so important, commercials would play in between shows so that children would see it and then run to their parents to buy the doll they just saw on screen. I personally like the animation style they use for these new commercials because it gives off the old ones that we grew up with, but polished. It's like we're going back to our roots in a way. YouTube in itself will be part of my last chapter, but like in short, you can still watch all the movies if you don't have the physical ones. Like while I'm working on a commission, I sometimes play Forever Diamonds. Best movie ever. Don't at me. It's the best movie ever. It just feels so much comfort and nostalgia with the movie, the voice actors, and like everything, because before you know it, I'm buying a doll from the movie, and yes, it was Jade. Yes. Yes. Now I don't remember if I ever went on like the Bratz website at all since it's been a minute, but I do remember playing like the games and some dress up games that were like officially made by the Bratz team. I feel like it was. I mean, if it was on Google Games and yeah, they probably at Bratz.com, then yes. But yeah, there's also this website called Be-Bratz. The dolls didn't have any names because the whole premise was that you were supposed to name them, but they were still modeled after the main 4. The Bratz Wiki states, with Be-Bratz.com, you get to create and become a new Bratz character online. Create your personality, design your hair, makeup, and clothes, and decorate your room. Chat with other Bratz online. for the first time, you can truly be Bratz in the Bratz world. Bonus, real working mouse and mouse pad included, plus a pet that matches your online e-pet. If I can recall, my dad got me this doll when I was very young. But my mom and I weren't like tech savvy as much, so the only thing I cared about was a doll, and I think I went on the website like once. There was so much to do as a child when it came to looking up bratz.com or like any type of kid-friendly website that you may look up in the past. But now it's very minimalistic and corporate. Just a place to shop, and that's it. Although there are still ways to play the games, but it's not the same as before. So while typing the script out, I've been listening to some songs they made for the DVD collections, such as Living It Up, When We're All Together, Invincible, and Me and My Girls. We're not going to talk about that music video though. To promote the dolls even more, MGA created movies and TV episodes that aired on 4Kids Entertainment, which now you can watch on YouTube. Classics like Bratz Rock Angels, Girls Really Rock, and Fashion Pixies are forever going to be referenced in pop culture whether you like it or not. You also have Nightmare Fuel, like the Creatures of Sleepaway Adventure. No, cause like, OI was the DVD cover, just them having a little fun party, but then like it's a scary Halloween movie. What? I hate that, MGA. I hate that you did that. It's still a good movie, but you should have just said it was a Halloween special and then these grotesque baby potatoes. But anyways, the last anime movie that was made for the Bratz movies is Bratz Dessert Jewels. Although IMDb states it's Bratz Go to Paris, but let's be real, it's just 4 to 5 episodes compiled to a movie-esque format, so we're not gonna count that. My mama made sure I had every single DVD, and I engraved every frame in my brain. Like, if I had to go to a plane and I had like no technology, I'm going to just remember Rock Angels from the beginning to the end, and I'll be fine for like a 2-hour ride. Also, hot take, the demos for most of the songs are better than the official releases. Most of them. One of a Kind is forever gonna be my song, and I'll always connect with the lyrics till the day I die. When I was a young lad, to enhance my memory, I would write down song lyrics I would hear in these movies, man. The majority of the Bratz songs were in the said journal that I would write in them, and I would literally like study them like I was having a test about this song though. Now, time skip to 2021 through 2025, we only have like 2 songs. Oh, both are bops, but that's it. I'm not sure MGA just chose to not focus on the music side of the business anymore, even though that was a partial key point of the brand. But in 2022, Jazzy K made a cover of the OG theme song for Bratz, but still gave that 2000s flair mixed with the modern R&B pop that we listen to today. In 2025, Think About It music video has over 3.1 million views on YouTube with dance moves from Riri Realness and animation visuals by Raja Deva and O9 Studios. I am sorry if I like mistaken your name. I'm so sorry. I really like your animations. When I first saw it, I knew we were so back. Like, thank God, finally someone in the team knows what we want. It'll honestly be a miracle if this happens, but I imagine we probably would get an album soon of like the girls singing the songs. But then we get like little features of like actual artists, you know, like think about it's Sasha singing and then you hear like Normani. But then if Sasha's rapping, it's Megan Thee Stallion. I'm cooking. Okay, we get the idea. And like with that, we'll get like another singer collab. I'm not opposed to that. I really am not. But back in 2021, Bratz released a teaser video of the girls taking graduation photos. And that was just the beginning of their 20th anniversary special, Talking Bratz. Talking Bratz with Felicia as the host was, I believe, an experimental 1-minute mini webisode that they posted only on TikTok. And there was only 5 episodes in total. I thought it was cute that we got to see other characters like Roxy and Nevra, Megan, Dylan, Cameron, and even the Tweevils, which it did make a doll of. In 2023, the Bratz were back with a new series called Always Bratz. It then made a comeback for a second season in February 2025. The girls' mission throughout the show is to pitch their own literal reality TV show. In the midst of their adventure, there are filler episodes to showcase callbacks on canon things they have done in the past, which I feel is kind of meta with how the fans are constantly asking for a real legit show. But that's a whole nother conversation. And then with the filler episodes, that's their opportunity to promote an upcoming doll line as a little teaser too. I think some of the episodes are a fun watch. Season 2 did have a style change, but over time it was growing on me, so I didn't really mind it as much. There's also been some news about a new live action Bratz movie coming soon with Kim Kardashian in it. All right, hear me out. With how the Bratz girls be moving and how they are acting now, I think it's best for them to just be in their 20s and revamp the original lore of the girls, mainly creating a fashion magazine and just going against, you know, the Berdine Maxwell magazine. Because don't get me wrong, the live action movie with them being in high school and trying to portray what their personalities are was okay, but it didn't have the Tweevils nor Berdine in it. And I'm really hoping this time they just do their research on the girls' personalities and also their fashion statements too, and what they were supposed to do in the original. My expectations are so low so low, unfortunately, but if you guys want to do a video on that, let me know. And finally, I want to discuss about the video games. Not the ones online, but the physical ones. Bratz had a collection of games for PlayStation 2, 3DS, and Game Boy. The only Bratz game that I had was the Super Babies game that was on the DS. I had a DSi. A game that I seriously don't think I finished because it's getting a little frustrated that I couldn't complete a puzzle. It's crazy how that still happens till this day, yeah. But even now, folks will play these classic games on stream and on YouTube. It's possible for old games to get a remastered version though. Resident Evil is a great example. So I believe that's what the fandom collectively assumed that would happen. But alas, we get flaunt your fashion. If you check the game reviews, a lot of folks say to just wait till the games go on sale. But even then, I watched Jazzy Guns play it and it was just very lackluster. With how simple the game was, it could have been $20. The models are different, but not in a nice, appealing way. And the world building is just there. If you personally enjoy the game, what do you think should be added or even removed if you have the chance to modify it? Without the fan base, there wouldn't be no brand. Fans create one-of-a-kind dolls that low-key look way better than official screenings to the point that the company themselves will contact them to work together. Those who had dolls back then still have them now, but as collectors, and they don't play about collecting at all. If you're able to collect, you gotta be financially responsible. Because although that doll is really pretty, are your pockets okay with spending that much on a product? As I said previously, the fan base is not afraid of criticizing the brand, and I truly respect that. Of course, they want to continue supporting this business, but it's not like we're gonna let them get away with everything. If something doesn't feel right, we're gonna speak on it. In conclusion, I do believe that the new changes have some qualms, but also some favorite mentions from time to time. It's actually a good thing that we are speaking about issues that may occur in the brand, because that shows that we care and we stand on business. Hopefully soon MGA listens to us and drop a repo line that we haven't seen in a hot minute. Or maybe a new collab that involves characters that aren't mainly from the main four. Or, I don't know, just stop using AI. How about that? Do you like new changes they made with the brand? If you had some ideas of certain marketing tactics, what would you pitch? If you thought this video was kind of entertaining, how about giving a like or a comment? Maybe. But yeah, I just really thought this would be a good idea to talk about. I love Bratz, like forever. I love being a Bratz fan. But things are getting a little pricey, and the way that they market it has been a little interesting. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.